Now students, we will be studying the next topic, that is the solar system of this chapter. We have discussed stars, now we will be discussing the solar system. Okay. Now this solar system, you know what is solar system? Solar system is a family of the sun and which comprises, this is the family of the sun. Okay, and it comprises of the sun along with its 8 planets, and planets, moons, comets, asteroids, all this which revolve around the sun is called solar system. So the first part that we are going to study about is sun. Let me draw one box for you. So we will be discussing on this. Okay, so this is sun. Okay, now sun is the nearest star to the earth. Its temperature at its center is about 14 million degrees Celsius, and it has gases like hydrogen and helium which produces heat and light in the sun. Okay, now we'll be discussing all the planets which are the member of our solar system. So we'll be writing about planets. Now what is planets? There are 8 planets in our solar system which move in an elliptical orbit. What is elliptical orbit? Circle is this and elliptical means this. So in an elliptical orbit, all these planets are moving or revolving around our sun. Okay, and at the same time they are also rotating on their own axis also. Okay, they look like stars but they do not have any light of their own. Okay, now we will be discussing these 8 planets in detail. So the first planet of the solar system is Mercury, and this Mercury is named as Budh. Okay, so let's draw. So it is the nearest planet to our sun. Okay, and it's very hot at day and very extremely cold at nights. Okay, and it has many craters, that is gaddes. Okay, so it has many craters on its surface, and it is also known as the morning and the evening star, and it is visible to our naked eyes during like this, just before the sunrise and just after the sunrise you can see this, and it has no satellite of its own. Okay, this moon is a satellite. Okay, now the second one is Venus. Venus is called Shukra. In Indian, the bracket one are the Indian names of the planets. Okay, so Venus is the second planet. Okay, now this Venus is nearest to the earth, and its size is almost same as that of the size of our earth. Okay, now it is hotter than Mercury, and it occasionally appears as a evening star just above the western horizon and as a morning star in the eastern sky. Okay, it is in the western and the eastern sky. It is seen as a morning and evening star. Okay, so this is about the Venus. Now we will be discussing the third planet, that is Earth, and it is Prithvi. Okay, so this Prithvi is the third planet of our solar system. Now this Prithvi is the third planet from the sun. It is the only planet to have life on it. It revolves around the sun in approximately 365.25 days, and it also rotates on its own axis, which is called its day and night. Okay, and there are various seasons on our earth because बच्चा ये अपने axis पे जो rotate करता है, the axis of earth is slightly tilt, so that's why we have various seasons also. Now the fourth planet is Mars, that is Mangal. Okay. The fourth planet is Mars. Okay, so this is Mars. Now the it is often visible as a red object in the sky, and it is therefore, due to the red color, it is also called as red planet. You know, it has large amount of water which is stored in the form of polar caps. Okay, and its atmosphere is believed to have this huge amount of carbon dioxide. So that's why, you know, it's estimated, or just like there's a hypothesis that there can be a presence of life on Mars. Okay. Now the next planet is fifth, Jupiter, and the name in Indian mythology is Brihaspati. Okay. The fifth planet. Okay. Now this planet is the largest planet in size. You know, approximately 1300, that is 1300 Earths can fit inside this planet. And you know, it has a spot. Actually, the spot is nothing, but it's a giant storm which happens on this planet of Jupiter. And it is a very thick air or thick atmosphere which is surrounding it, and it has a very faint ring around it. And you know how many moons it has? We have one moon now. They have 28 moons. Okay. Now the next planet is Saturn, that is Shani. Okay. Now this Shani is the sixth planet from the Earth. Let me draw this Saturn. So this is the sixth planet from the Sun, and you know this Saturn has beautiful rings around it. Okay. Now its size is almost, you can say almost same as the size of the Jupiter, and it is this flat rings. It has three flat rings. These beautiful flat rings are probably made up of ice. Okay. So it has a very low temperature, and it has a very large number of satellites also, and it is the least dense planet among all the planets. You know, its density is less than even water. Okay. So next planet is Uranus. Uranus, and it is called Arun in our Indian mythology or in our Indian astronomy. Okay, this is the seventh planet. Draw the seventh planet, Uranus. Okay. Now this Uranus is very, very far away from the Sun, and it appears green in appearance. Okay, and it cannot sustain life as it has very low temperature. And the last planet of our solar system is Neptune. Neptune, and the name of this is Varun in our Indian astronomy. Okay. So this is the last planet, and similarly as Uranus, this planet is very, very cold and cannot support life. So this completes our solar system. You know, students, before 2006, the family of Sun has 9 planets, not 8 planets. So where is this 9th planet goes? What happens in 2006? There was an International Astronomical Union, that is IUA, adopted a new definition of planets, and in which this planet Pluto, which was the 9th planet, okay, 9th planet, it do not fit into this definition. So Pluto was discarded as the planet, and it was named as a dwarf planet. Okay, and you know, according to Hindu mythology, there are 9 planets. These 9 planets are called Navgrahas, and in the solar system, which constitute Sun and Moon also. Okay, so this is about the solar system. Now we will be discussing our one and only satellite of Earth, that is Moon. Okay, now we will be discussing about the satellite of Earth, that is Moon. How this Moon is give you this light, and what are the revolution time, what is the rotation time of this Moon, how the phases of Moon changes. Okay, So we'll be discussing about this here. Okay, let me write down the heading first and we'll be start this topic in detail. So next heading is Moon. Now this moon is our only natural satellite of the earth and is the brightest celestial body after sun in our solar system. Okay, its size is almost 1/4 of the size of earth, and by mass it has like its weight is 1/8 of the mass of the earth. Okay, it do not have any air or atmosphere. Its surface is mountainous, it has clusters, it has craters, and the soil is hard and loose. Okay, it takes about 27.3 days to complete one revolution around the earth orbit. Okay, and you know the temperature, the day temperature is approximately 110 degrees Celsius and the night temperature is minus 150 degrees Celsius approximately. Okay, and moon is the only satellite at which the man, that is we, have stepped. Okay, and it rotates in the same way as the earth rotates. Okay, every time you look at it, it glows, or it has this same phase is there. Okay, now the moon was used as a device to maintain a time frame in ancient time. Okay, because the time between a full moon to another full moon is classified as generalized as 1 month. Okay, now we'll be discussing the phases of the moon. What we'll be discussing? We'll be discussing the phases of the moon. Now the phases of the moons are: the shape and the size of the moon keeps on changing periodically. This is called the phase of the moon. It shows different phases to its revolution around the earth and the revolution of the earth around the sun. So, you know student, first it is full moon. Full moons mean full. Your moon, you are seeing a full round moon is seeing. When the rays of the sun fall directly on the moon, then you are able to see a flat disk, and this is called the full moon. Full moon day in our Indian astronomy is called Purnima. Okay, full moon. So it is called Purnima. Second one is crescent moon. Crescent moon. This crescent moon is when only a part of the moon is visible to the earth is called crescent. That is, so this is your crescent moon. Okay, and so when the rays only fall on a part of the moon. Now what is next is new moon. Now what I will be doing? I will be doing nothing, because when no moon is there, when the earth and the sun are on the opposite sides of the moon, then the moon appears completely dark. As a result, we cannot see the moon. So this results we cannot see the moon, and this new moon in our day is called this is a new moon day, and the new moon day in our Indian astronomy is called Amavasya. Okay, so these are the phases of moon that you have been seeing, that when the moon comes this, then the moon will be, half a moon will be there, then full moon will be there. Okay, so here no moon will be there. Okay, new moon, crescent moon, half moon, full moon. Okay, so these are the phases of moon, and after this again new crescent moon will be there, half moon will be there. So half moon hoga fir. Let me draw first for you all of this. Okay, no moon, then we have this crescent moon, then we have this half moon, then we have full moon, then again we have this half moon, then we have this crescent moon, then we have no moon. So these are the phases of moon, and it completes one complete cycle. Okay, from full moon to full moon, or from new moon to new moon. Okay, Now, each day the amount of light is changing, okay? The amount of light striking on the surface of this moon is increasing. Accordingly, it forms the first quarter, half moon, gibbous moon, and then the full moon is formed, in which the entire circle of moon is visible. Now, after this, the lit part again decreases and the reverse cycle goes on. So, this completes the phases of our moon. Now, we will be discussing other members of our solar system. There are other members of our solar system also, like asteroids, comets. So, we will be discussing about them here. So, let me write down other members of solar system, okay, of the solar system, okay. Now, first is asteroids. Now, what are asteroids? These are rock pieces that revolve around the sun between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter. मार्स के और जुपिटर के बीच में एक ऑर्बिट है, स्पेस है. उस स्पेस में ये एस्ट्रॉइड्स क्या कर रहे हैं? अर्थ के अराउंड, सन के अराउंड रिवॉल्व कर रहे हैं. So there are nearly 1 lakh asteroids are there, and the largest one being Ceres is the largest one. Okay, these are believed to be the pieces of this much larger planet, which might have broken away due to the gravitational pull of the Jupiter. So, because of the gravitational pull of the Jupiter, this pieces of the planet has been broken off. Okay. So, this is about asteroids. Now, we will be discussing another, that is comets. Now, what are comets? These are heavenly bodies that revolves around the sun in a very large orbit. A comet is a large, loose collection of celestial debris and other materials. It appears as a bright glowing ball with a very long glowing tail. You know, the students, the tail mainly consists of this dust and gas particles, and many comets appear periodically. One such comet is, you know, this Halley's comet. Okay, you know what is the duration of this comet to be seen? Yeah, आपको every 76 years में वापस दिखेगा. Okay. So the next, it was last seen in 1986. Now the next time it will be seen will be around 2062. Maybe I will not be there. So hope you are there. So you'll be able to see this Halley's comet. Now, some people think that comets are the messengers of disasters such as wars, epidemics and floods. But these are all the myths and superstitions. The appearance of a comet is a natural phenomenon. It does not have any like this disaster. They are not the messenger of disaster or anything. They are simple a heavenly body or a celestial body. Okay. So the next celestial body that we are going to study is meteors and meteoroids. Okay, we will be discussing about meteors. I forgot this. Meteors and meteoroids. Meteoroids. Okay. Meteorites and meteors. Meteors are heavenly small pieces of stones and metallic rock which travel at a very high speed. Okay, when they enter our Earth's surface, they get heated up and become visible to us. The part of the meteor, you know, which does not burn, and on entering the atmosphere of Earth, fall down to the Earth surface as a meteorite. Okay, and the size of meteorite vary from a very small pebble to a very large ton of weighing stone. You know, you can search about this meteoroid sites. Okay, search on internet the meteoroid sites. You will be seeing a very huge craters are made by falling this meteoroids. A small pebble can come or a very big meteoroid can come on Earth. Okay. Now next will be the artificial satellites. Artificial satellites. So what is artificial satellite? What are natural satellites? Natural satellite is a moon. Artificial satellite is man-made satellites which continuously orbits or which continuously rotates around a heavenly body for scientific investigation. You know, many satellites have been launched in the universe for gathering information regarding our universe or regarding a heavenly body which around it's revolving. So you know this satellite, how they remain in the orbits, because we are launching in a particular type of thing that they able to remain like the natural satellite in an orbit where they can freely rotate around it. Okay, you also know this earth velocity, how this satellite are launched from earth. There is a particular geostationary orbit is there. Okay, I'm getting very in detail. So there is a geostationary orbit. So when the satellite is removed from the earth's surface through this geostationary orbit, they gain a particular type of velocity and they can overcome the gravity of earth and they can go into the space after crossing the atmosphere. Okay, so the artificial satellites has greatly affected our lives in many ways. You have this DTH, satellite dish TVs. How come they affect? They have this satellite in the sky which helps you to have this direct transmission of TV program is possible, internet, telephony is there. Okay, you know, such satellites are also used for remote sensing, spying, for defense purposes, and research is also going on. You can also set up a power station, electricity generation station in space also. So by sending satellites, we can collect information like about weather, agriculture, land and oceans. So this is about the artificial satellite. Now we'll be discussing some Indian satellites. Indian satellites. The satellites, that is the artificial satellites that are launched by the Indians. Okay, so this we will be studying. Indian satellites. You know, the first Indian geostationary satellite was named as Apple. That is, it was an abbreviation for Arine Passenger Payload Experiment. Okay, Arine Passenger Payload Experiment. APPLE, that is Apple. Now this Indian satellite is governed, that is the Indian satellites are launched by an organization called ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization. It is the official Indian agency which is in charge of all the astronomical works which are happening in our India. The first satellite which was made in India was Aryabhat. Okay, and you know this astronaut, the first astronaut of India who has stepped on this moon was Rakesh Sharma. And this Aryabhat was launched in the year 1975. Along with India, it was taken help of Soviet Russia, that is USSR has helped us to launch this Indian satellite Aryabhat. Now India has this full capability of launching its own satellites. On October 22, 2008, India launched Chandrayaan-1. Okay, this Chandrayaan-1 from Sriharikota, and you know this Sriharikota for this Chandrayaan was our full independent satellite. So we should be proud. This was an historical movement of Indian space. Okay. Now in September 2014, India has launched a satellite on Mars in his very first mission. Okay. And Chandrayaan-2 was launched by India on July 22, 2019. Okay, so these were the launches that were done by the ISRO, that is our Indian Space Research Organization. Try to find out more and more about the satellites which we are launching. India is launching in a space. Okay, it is one of the field where the world is fighting. You know, we are not fighting on the war capacity only, or we are not fighting that how much amount of nuclear power we have. We are also fighting what type of technology we have in a space centers. Okay. So This completes a chapter. Now we'll be doing the exercise related to this chapter.